You did everything right. Booked early, scored the cheapest seat, measured your carry-on twice, triple-checked the airline's baggage policy just to be safe. You skipped the checked bag because that's what smart travelers do. Less time, less money, less stress. And now, you're standing at the gate watching someone slap a fluorescent tag on your carry-on like it's a threat they've finally contained. You paid to carry it. You packed light. You followed the rules. So why is your bag being taken from you? This isn't bad luck. It's not a glitch in the system. This is the system. Because in 2025, airlines aren't just moving baggage. They're rewriting the rules as they go. And if you don't understand how that system is rigged to work against you, you'll lose. Quietly, invisibly, and repeatedly. But here's what they'll never say in the pre-boarding announcement. You can keep your power. You can avoid surprise charges. You can board without that frantic dash for overhead space. You just have to stop playing the game like a rookie. Because this isn't about luggage, it's about control. And today, we're breaking it all down. Once, carry-on bags were the traveler's secret weapon, a loophole, a way to outsmart the system, light, fast, efficient. But something changed. Now the airlines have turned that trick against you. Some budget carriers in 2025 charge more for your carry-on than your checked luggage. Yes, your carefully chosen roller bag, it might cost $65 to bring on board. And that number, it's not visible when you first book. It shows up later, quietly, strategically. It's not a bug, it's the model. And it gets worse. Even after you pay the carry-on fee, even after you pack within limits and line up on time, your bag still might not make it into the cabin. The gate agent announces, we're out of overhead space. No apology, no refund, just a tag and a conveyor belt to the unknown. Your meds, your laptop, your passport, all vanish down the belt without warning, without protection. So what do travelers do? They fight. They hover by the gate. They inch forward before their group is called. They pretend not to be in line when they absolutely are. Flight crews have a name for it. Gate lice. An anxious swarm silently battling for bin space. Boarding becomes a war, a contest, a stress spiral. But here's the truth most won't tell you. You don't have to play. There's a smarter way, quieter, faster, more in control. And once you learn it, you'll never go back. Want to know what experienced travelers are doing in 2025? They're skipping the carry-on entirely. Not compromising, not downgrading, just opting out of the chaos. They carry one personal item, nothing more. Sounds risky? Here's why it works. Most airlines, even the tightest budget ones, still allow one personal item, free of charge. No surprise fees, no hidden terms, no fine print ready to flip on you at the gate. And the best part? That bag never leaves your side. Your laptop, your documents, your medication, always with you. No last-minute conveyor belt, no tag, no stress. You don't need to fight. You don't need to board early. You don't even need to make eye contact while overhead bins disappear. You just walk on calmly, slide your bag under the seat, and sit. No scramble, no drama, no problem. You stop feeling like part of the crowd and start feeling like a traveler again. Focused, light, free. If that shit feels like something people need to hear, give this a like. And if you've been carrying more than you need, physically or otherwise, subscribe. Because up next, we'll show you how to pack for 5 days using just one personal item, without sacrificing a thing.
How to pack like a pro and travel lighter than ever without sacrificing a thing. So how do you pull it off? Fitting everything you need into one small bag that slides effortlessly under an airline seat. It doesn't start with buying a fancy suitcase. It starts with how you pack. Forget folding. Forget stuffing clothes into corners and sitting on your bag like it's a stubborn mule. Forget chaos. There's a reason the military doesn't mess around with packing. They use a method called the Ranger roll, and it's brutally efficient. Here's how it works. You lay your shirt flat, fold a tiny edge to make a pocket, roll it tight like a burrito, then flip that pocket over the end to lock it in place. What you get isn't just neat, it's magic. No wrinkles, no unraveling, no wasted space. And somehow, it fits in corners of your bag that didn't even look like corners. I used this method for a 5-day trip to New York. 2 climates, a surprise rainstorm, a formal dinner, the works. One personal item. That's it. No check bag, no carry-on. But here's where it gets wild. Add compression packing cubes to the mix, and now you're a packing ninja. They look like ordinary pouches, but when you zip them shut, and then zip that second compression layer, you're squeezing every last puff of air out. What you're left with? Clothes that feel like space-efficient bricks. Stackable, tidy, compressed like a vacuum-sealed secret. I tested it during a winter trip to Chicago. Jeans, thermals, fleece, thick layers. Normally a suitcase killer, but with compression cubes, they laid flat like file folders. Slid right under the seat. Now imagine Ranger rolls inside compression cubes. That's not packing, that's domination. And yes, it feels weirdly satisfying. There's something quietly powerful about making every inch of your bag work for you, instead of against you. If this smarter way to travel makes your brain happy, hit that subscribe button, because the next trick might just reprogram how you pack forever. Now, here's where most people blow it. Right at the finish line. They roll, they compress, they organize like pros, then they toss it all into a tiny crossbody or a decade-old tote that barely fits a tablet. And poof, all that smart packing, wasted. Here's the part airlines don't advertise. A personal item sounds small, but it's not. Airlines don't care what the bag looks like. They only care that it fits under the seat. So if you check the airline size limits and stay within them, you can go a lot bigger than you think. This means you're not stuck with the purse. You're not stuck with your kid's backpack. You can carry a full-sized, structured bag like the Nomad Lane Bento, a game-changing design that opens like a suitcase, holds your laptop, tech, toiletries, snacks, and shoes, and still fits under that seat. The trick is this: maximize the space you're actually allowed. Not over, not under, right up to the edge. Pair the right-sized personal item with Ranger rolls and compression cubes, and suddenly, you're not making sacrifices. You're making moves. Your tech, with you. Your meds and toiletries, covered. Your peace of mind, untouched. And guess what? No fighting for bin space, no surprise fees, no handing your valuables to a conveyor belt. You stayed in control. And that's the real flex. If you've ever packed light but still felt unprepared, it probably started with the wrong bag. Fix that, and everything else clicks. Here's a mid-flight hack that barely anyone uses, but makes a real difference. Once you're airborne and the seatbelt sign blinks off, take a quiet moment. Your personal item is right where it should be, under the seat. Now, slide it back just a few inches. Not into the aisle, not into someone's space. Just enough to free up your legs. The difference? Small shift, big relief. On a 3-hour flight, it's subtle. On a red-eye overnight, it's the difference between arriving groggy and arriving half-human. No gadgets, no upgrades. Just smart use of space, your space. Because genius travel isn't always about flashy hacks. Sometimes it's the quiet ones that matter most. Now let's talk about a mistake that cost travelers thousands without warning. Picture this. You're mid-flight watching a movie, maybe writing. You finish up, slide your laptop into the seat back pocket so you can use the tray table. Seems harmless, temporary, smart. Until the person in front of you leans back. Now your MacBook, glass screen, delicate hinge, is wedged between a metal seat frame and a flimsy panel designed to hold a barf bag, not a computer. No crash, no drop, just pressure. And just like that, your screen is cracked. Worst part? You might not even notice until you land and power it up. Even if it survives a squeeze, here's another problem. Those seatback pockets, they're disgusting. Used tissues, old gum, snack crumbs, they're cleaned less than you'd hope, if at all. So what's the fix? Easy. Keep your laptop in a padded sleeve inside your personal item, always. Not wedged loose, not floating with your socks, tucked, protected, secure. Takes 5 seconds, saves hundreds in repairs and a whole lot of stress. Smart travel isn't just about getting there. It's about protecting what matters, while keeping your edge.
Security lines don't crawl by accident. They stall because someone somewhere packed like the year was still 2012. A family-sized lotion bottle, a mystery gel, a hairspray can big enough to fumigate a concert hall. Yes, the 3.4-ounce rule still applies in 2025, still enforced, still able to turn your favorite face serum into TSA's property in seconds. Then come the innocent items: tiny scissors, a fruit knife forgotten in a lunch bag, a box cutter someone swears they packed by accident. Each one causes a delay. Each one gets flagged, each one creates a ripple effect, and suddenly 40 people behind them are stuck waiting. But the one mistake that still catches even experienced travelers? Power banks. They're supposed to stay in your carry-on, never in checked baggage. Lithium batteries in the cargo hold, that's a red alert. People still forget. Alarms go off, flights get delayed. Nobody wins. And then come the wild cards. Fireworks for a beach trip, a camping stove with the butane still attached. One man even packed a machete. It's not always stupidity, sometimes it's just guesswork. But guesswork doesn't work at airports. Want peace of mind? Check the TSA banned items list. It's public, it's simple. Still unsure? Ask TSA on X, formerly Twitter, replies faster than your group chat. Because here's the truth, a little preparation saves more than just time. It protects your belongings, it protects your sanity, and it keeps strangers from silently plotting your downfall in line. But there's another kind of travel mistake no one talks about: overpacking. Dragging half your life behind you through the terminal, wrestling with your bag at security, hunting for bin space like it's a survival game. Here's what no one tells you about traveling light. The moment you step through the airport without something weighing down your arm or trailing behind your heels, something shifts. You breathe differently, you move differently, you notice more. No more shoulder strain, no more heel-bumping wheels, no more TSA panic, just you and a perfectly packed bag tucked neatly under the seat. And that simplicity, it rewires your trip. You're not just moving faster, you're feeling freer. You've got the essentials now: a personal item that pushes the size limit without crossing it, Ranger rolls, tight, wrinkle-free, military-style packing, compression cubes, flattening sweaters into paper-thin blocks, a laptop safely tucked away, not jammed into a seat pocket, leg stretched, bag tucked, breathing easy at 30,000 feet, power banks in the right spot, TSA won't even blink. This is more than smart packing. This is travel without friction. No panic, no bin battles, no last-minute gate checking. You're not reacting to chaos anymore, you're outpacing it. So now it's your turn. Which of these hacks are you trying next? Got a TSA horror story or an underrated trick you swear by? Share it below. I read every comment. If this helped, hit like so it can help someone else too. And if you're ready to level up even further, watch the next episode: What Not to Pack in Your Personal Item, TSA's Unspoken Rules. You'll never look at that little bag the same way again.